So attractive.
It's recorded?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
You want to say anything about Christmas trees or anything?
Nope.
Just ready.
Ready.
Hello and welcome to the Walk in Love podcast. I am TJ.
And I'm Brooke.
And today we are going to talk about comparison and being the thief of joy. It's really loud in my headphones.
Wow, that was loud. But now it's
Wow. It's just that song, I think.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. We're recording a podcast.
We are.
We're doing so much more now that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is just about talking, not about looking. Words from my brain. Words from my mouth hole, which is connected to my brain, which is in my grade school. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making us a part of your week. Thank you for watching. That's pretty cool that you now are watching us. And I have to say, I was blown away by the amount of people that watched.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't even want to share the YouTube because I was like, I don't know, it's not quite where I want it. We don't have all the cameras and, you know, like it would be cooler if we did this or had this. And, you know, it'd be awesome if we had more devices on our table. That would be good. But people watched it like kind of a lot more
than you expected.
You know, because I know how many listens we get. And I was like, I don't know, maybe like we get a few thousand listens in a week. And then by the time of like an episode is like gone through a month or so, it's like closer to 5,000, somewhere in between 4 and 5.
Yeah. And
so I was like, you know, the first week it's like 1,600 to 2,000 listens. You know, maybe 200 people will watch it.
Yeah.
On the YouTubes. And it was like 800 watches.
Right.
And then still the same amount.
But it might not maintain.
Right. It might not maintain.
I'm not trying to say that negatively.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
We might crash and burn is what I'm saying. But
oh, wow.
I feel very blessed.
I don't know.
Enter
Maybe
Brooke.
People watched it the first time to go, I don't know if I like watching it or listening.
Right.
And now they're going to make a decision.
Yeah, I agree. But it was just cool.
It's an option.
And it, between the two, it did, like the episode did what our normal episodes do in the first few weeks. I was just surprised how skewed, how many watches there were, which is just cool. It's cool to think that. And I was, you know, I was humbled. But because we have two platforms now, we are going to do review of the week for the people that use in their ears and comment of the week for people who are using their eyeballs.
Both typing with their fingers.
Both using well, I don't know. Maybe someone's dictating.
Voice texting.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe someone is a weird voice texter like you.
Maybe. Cool people.
Yeah. Coolpeople.com.
Guarantee that
exists. And it's probably a picture of me. So review of the week, comment of the week. You can get featured either way. The comments on YouTube were great. And that was the other thing that surprised me. It was like people are commenting and you can comment more specifically where like a review, it's like you can only leave one review. And then if you want to change it, you got to change, like you got to leave another one and update your old one. I don't understand that. I also don't understand why podcast doesn't let you comment on
specific episodes. That does seem kind of silly.
Updated Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever.
I mean, clearly they're listening to us right now with all we have going on. So they already know.
The review of the week, which I agree on a level deep within my soul, was called I Tried to Make Ramen in the Coffee Pot and I Broke Everything, which is from Parks and Rec, from Andy Dwyer saying that. And the review is pretty simple, but it's 5 stars. If I could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, it would probably be Brooke, which I just like, that just warms my soul to know that people think that because I think that. You know,
what would we eat? It said dinner ramen.
Well, you know, we could make whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because I'm with you, babe. I know it probably matters for you, but it doesn't matter for me.
I'd like to know what we're getting.
Because of love.
Right.
So that's, you know, that's just where I am personally.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're there as well.
I like it.
So the comment of the week was, I saw the new podcast episode was up and then realized it was on YouTube. So of course I watched it on YouTube this morning and then listened to it on Spotify later in the day. That's crazy. I mean, it's cool.
That's a lot of time listening to our voice.
That's a lot of time spent. I mean, I love it. It's great. And then this is my favorite part. So I use my eyes and my ears, which are both in my great skull. Amazing. Will I do this every episode? Probably. Is it worth the time? Yes. Okay, I love you. Bye. fun fact, the autocorrect automatically brings up "Okay, I love you, bye" as a word in my is my phone now. So
I love that.
That is amazing. I don't even know if it does that in my phone, but I mostly say it. I don't type it a lot.
Yeah, we don't text that to each other.
Yeah,
because we're already at dinner together.
Yeah.
So I just scream, "Okay, I love you, bye," and then I run for the car.
Yes, nice. Okay, so we're in the Christmas season, so we got
Christmas music.
La 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 ka-ching.
So we got a couple new sounds, and I wanted to update all of them, but I didn't get to it because I feel like I can't get rid of some. So it's like
I know we only have 8 spots.
Yeah. So, and then one of them is this intro song, and then the other, so fa la la ka-ching, and
well, happy birthday, Jesus. Sorry your party's so lame.
Oh man, what a great episode.
So we got to comment on the YouTube if you want us to add some other ones.
Yeah.
Look at that. But because it's Christmas time and we're heading into the Christmas season, actually tomorrow's Thanksgiving for us. When you listen/watch this, it'll be a few days ago because that's how time travel works. And so we're doing a Christmas playlist, which I explained last week. We're going to add 4 songs a week. And our encouragement to you is not only to listen to the Christmas playlist, which is in the descriptions of both things, but to also click and listen to the album of said artist. So we've been listening to the album Holiday Cheer by Bien. We have a couple of songs from that album on this playlist, but the album itself is so good. And we mostly believe that about all the Christmas songs that we listen to, that the album is also good, both good. Some would say.
Are you saying See the World or Sea World?
I'm saying that both the playlist and the album are good.
Wow.
So I'll go first. I actually picked all 4 songs because Brooke was getting ready, and you look great.
Thanks.
Other fun fact I've learned about YouTube is you get 10 seconds of play, but here's the thing.
Okay.
The only
started out friends.
It was cool and it was all pretend. Yeah.
Too far.
Since you.
No. Sorry. Since you've
been gone.
Wow.
But if you play more of the song, it just means your video is demonetized, which we're not planning to monetize these videos anyways.
No, I'm not.
So because you guys support us so well,
what you're saying is
I can play the song.
We can finally listen to the whole song.
Well, I don't know if people want to do that here with us, but because there's no doubt that we'd start singing.
What's happening.
But my first song, I kind of went on both ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
Like soulful, beautiful, and like super fun.
Oh, I know which one that's going to be.
So my first song just came out this past week, Silent Night by Need to Breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Silent night, whole night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild.
Nope, wrong one.
Definitely not getting any quieter.
So Silent Night by Need to Breathe. Here's something that I realized this week, which I'm shocked that I've never done in my efficiency world.
Okay.
I normally you text me the song and I find it on the phone.
Like minutes before we start recording.
I just added them all to the playlist and then I just went to the playlist. I don't know why I've never thought of that before. So they're all right here in order. Yeah. Seems silly.
Oh man. How were we not there sooner?
Yeah. So the next song, which we just introduced the girls to this week, is my Super Happy Fun song.
Oh.
The best version of 12 Days of Christmas ever in the history of time.
Said by a 7.
Don't at me. Just agree with me. Said by 7 Wing 8.
Because I'm right and then I will
Because I'm right and I will punch you in the face if you disagree. I'm just kidding. It'll be a love punch. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be like this.
I feel very blessed.
I'm right. Don't disagree with me because you'll be wrong. 12 Days of Christmas by Reliant K. Please listen to this whole song because it's so good.
True love gave to me.
I love it.
It's so good.
That's not even the best.
I know. I didn't know how to skip ahead to get to the right point. So
we're not quite there.
I'm not
on our
there.
efficiency level.
There's too many devices, so that's where
also fun. Hey,
yeah.
my loopy case came.
Nice.
Remember the other day I said I didn't know how to record stories because
I've watched that happen.
Because I didn't know how to hold my phone. Literally. I'm like, oh my gosh, my hand. Cramp. It's going to fall.
So, Brooke, what are your 2 songs of the week? Let me tell you, because I think you forgot.
No, I know.
That's a slick move
my
that we.
first one.
You made it less slick by going.
Move your giant head. Move your giant head out of the way. Is Every Day's a Holiday by Bien. So good. So good.
Who says holiday cheer only comes once a year? You bring the sparkle and shine, wide-eyed wonder to this world of mine. You wrap my heart up in a song, I can't help but sing along. Every day's a holiday, every day's a holiday, every day's a holiday with you. Every day's a holiday, every day's a holiday, every day.
It's good. Except on days when you have bad gas. But that's the remix.
That's
I don't think that version's come out yet.
But
every other day.
Every other day
Yeah,
is
a holiday.
Holiday.
The other song is a brand new song. I just found it today. I mean, Brooke found it because it's
I
her
did.
song.
Right.
But
I already know what it is too because I found it.
it's by John McLaughlin.
John McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. That was a big mistake.
Well, if you're gonna say it,
I mean, say it right. Yeah. I apologize, Johnny.
We know he's listening.
Yeah, Johnny Boy. I call him Johnny Boy, but he doesn't like everybody to call him that, so
Yeah,
don't
I understand
you
that.
dare. So John McLaughlin.
I only know that because of the podcast
Yes.
where he says his own
Him
name.
and Dave Barnes do a podcast called Dadville, which Brooke I think likes more than me.
I've been listening to Dave Barnes. Oh my gosh. I honestly feel like I was in maybe 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade.
Yeah.
It was early on in his
Yeah.
career because someone, like, he knew someone who knew my cousin and burnt a CD.
Nice.
So it's like
yeah.
way back. Anyway, which is why I'm invested.
Yeah. But the Dadville podcast is excellent.
Yeah.
Two episodes specifically. One with Stephen James, which made me buy this book, Parenting with Heart, which I think has sort of changed my life. Just a little bit.
Right.
And then actually probably the most recent one with the spy guy. I don't know. That's what the title of it's called. Miles Adcox. Yeah. They
from On-Site.
Yeah. But there are a couple other good episodes. But Brooke's like, Brooke will listen to him and be like, yeah, that one was good, but you have to listen to this one.
Right.
Those
would be the two.
Those would be the two.
For sure, Z's show
for sure,
up.
Z's all the time. So
Listen.
John has a song, Johnny Boy has a song called Christmas Saved Us All, and that Brooke picked it.
The hustle and the bustle, the lovers kissing in the cold, moments making us feel old in a good way, like a song that plays forever.
The snare coming in.
Yeah. Good.
Mama like you.
Good.
Fa la 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 ka-ching.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are added to the playlist, links in the descriptions, bios, etc. Or you just follow us on Apple Music or Spotify, whichever you prefer. Someone asked me if we were on Amazon Music, and I was like, what is that? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Did you put us up there? I don't know.
Someone also asked this week when I was doing questions about the giveaway, will you give away any CDs? And I was like a compact disc.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, you're talking about a compact disc.
Right.
No.
Not a crunchy donut.
I like that.
I like those CDs.
Crispy donut?
That makes a little sense. Not if you put Oreos on top like I do. It's definitely a crunchy donut.
That's true. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other CDs, but I'm blanking.
I know.
Uh,
I'm kind of surprised I got there before
Yeah.
you did.
Creamy donut.
Also good.
Are we only allowed to use donut or
Wait, I think we are.
crafty donut?
Mm,
Craft donuts?
like kind of
like-
like craft beer,
Like hipster donuts.
like craft. Ooh,
Yeah.
craft donuts.
Or craft donuts. We only
I'd go
serve,
there.
We only serve black coffee.
No, you'll take it black.
Yeah, you won't have any creamer. So Brooke, how was your week?
My week was good. Right? It was.
My week was
right?
actually good.
Actually, my week was good. It was good.
Both good?
What? Oh, hold on. What happened? We put up our Christmas tree this
Yes,
week,
we did.
which was fun. We actually did that on Friday.
Friday. No, nice stuff.
No. Definitely can't monetize
yeah, we
if we
can't.
sing that
Yeah, for sure. That's been scrubbed
from
and
the internet.
It doesn't exist anymore. So
That's crazy.
I think that we have fallen into a really healthy 7-day rhythm. I
Okay.
feel like we're kind of, you never fully arrive because, seasons of life and change. But I feel like for this season that we're in, we have less moments of like, what's going on? What is happening? What are we doing today? What are we
Kick
doing
out
with
the
our
window,
lives?
Climb out,
like
escape.
get the escape ladder.
Right.
And that feels really good to be there, just like even with June, like coming out of school for the week, cause she's on Thanksgiving break. Like, we still have the rhythm of like Sunny's going to your parents' house on Monday
Yeah.
and Wednesday. So on Monday, we're doing certain things. On Wednesday, we're doing certain things, being this podcast. And then like to just plug June into that rhythm was nice. Like to just like feel like that smooth, Friday night dinner has been going almost for a year now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're getting a handle on what our Sabbath looks like and what Sunday looks like. And so it just feels like there are less moments of like, oh, what's going on?
Right. Because the moments of what's going on weren't always super high volume, high stress, like panic.
No. It was just,
Sometimes it was literally just
I don't know what to do with my hands.
right.
Yeah.
And feeling that a lot is
Yeah.
kind of exhausting.
Yeah. It can be almost as exhausting as packing your schedule super tight. Like they both can have their exhausting feeling.
Right.
And so like to find that rhythm has just been really good. And so like you saying my week was good, my week was actually good is like that is a testament to us sort of developing this as we go, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, but your week was good. Christmas tree went
My
up.
week was good. It was.
You're in the thralls of the beauty counter sale.
I
like
am.
you're all in.
Well, this is coming out on Monday.
Yeah, it's over.
Well,
Well,
I don't know. Monday's Cyber Monday, and they're shutting down the other deal the night before.
Okay,
So
interesting.
I'm like, really? There's not going to be anything on Cyber Monday?
Yeah.
Come on,
Come
Greg.
on. Greg, CEO of Beauty Counter.
Greg is a girl.
A girl.
Greg. Anyway, I don't know
You
Greg
love it,
personally.
but you love that
I do
her
think
name.
it's a cool name.
Yeah.
It just sounds cool.
Yeah. So sale might be over,
But I'm expecting
but there might be something else.
specific,
So
maybe.
when this comes out and you're watching it with your eyes or listening to it with your ears, that's how stuff works.
Yeah.
Use your fingers to go to Easy Pretty Clean on Instagram and see what's going on, right?
Right, because I will know. Hopefully,
You will know
by
and you'll
then.
post it.
Greg will text me. I'll know what's going on.
So you've been in a deep dive into like showing all the products. I'm pointing over here because
I
they're
know,
on the
'cause they're
floor.
sitting right there.
And you've been doing a great job of it,
Thank you.
which I'm really impressed with. Your team
Today
is
I'm gonna
growing.
talk about all the Bath and Body products, but today
Time
is
travel.
Wednesday.
Yeah. That's
By
how time
Monday.
travel works. Maybe that should be one of our buttons. 1 point.
1 second.
Great Scott. And anytime we talk about how we're
Time travel. I
time
like that.
traveling, great Scott.
We should write that down.
Yeah. Someone remind us. Someone comment with Great Scott. So we
Yes,
remember.
please let us know. Great Scott. That's a double reference
Yeah.
to Michael
Great Scott
Scott's
Films. Yeah.
production company.
Things are a little slower in Scranton.
Oh.
So yeah, June's on her Thanksgiving break, and she's just like, I feel like in the last couple of weeks, she's kind of gotten into her rhythm of school and
Yeah.
and stuff. But it's so fun to watch your kids blossom into humans. Like, it's just cool. Like, it's just
There are
cool to
moments-
watch and like to see that next stage of development. And I
Yeah.
feel like June is kind of in one of those right now where like she's chatty, she's coming up with her own thoughts and ideas, and she's got her opinions, and it's just cool to watch. Like she's she understands her emotions better, and so like she's acknowledging when she's happy and how exciting that makes her life. Like she'll just tell us, I'm in such a happy mood right now, and we're just like,
I'm in a
amazing.
great mood.
I'm in a great mood, aren't I? Like she'll like want confirmation of that, and like, but she's the one starting it, which is really cool. And it's not like you're being real chatty today. Like she'll be like, I'm just so chatty today, and so that's really cool. And Brooke actually has a funny story from June this week.
Yeah, so I'm putting her to bed last night, and I'm really trying because I usually put Sunny down first. When I'm the one doing both, I put Sunny down first.
Well, pause that. We have
reignited this used to exist.
Yeah.
Our rhythm of we each get one night off bedtime a week.
Yeah.
Then we just like, I don't know, forgot, did other things, schedule was something different, and we've brought it back.
Yeah.
Is that what you were about to say?
And so I
That's
just
why
want
I
to make
was
sure that
doing it.
people know that I'm usually a part of bedtime.
Yeah.
But last night was my night off.
Right.
Continue.
And so
Great Scott, time travel.
Great. Yep. I was trying not to rush through bedtime with June simply because Sunny's had taken longer beforehand. I was like, that's not fair if I just get in there and I'm like, lay down, slap the blanket on, love you, bye.
Oh, is that not what you're supposed to do?
That's what, truth moment? That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Selfish Brooke moment.
Selfish Brooke.
There's another new
wants
thing.
Bedtime to go as quickly as possible
Yeah.
because at that point in the day, I'm done.
Yeah.
My thoughts are done. Not that my love or compassion is gone. It's just running low.
I feel very blessed.
Right. That's like where I'm at.
We're in that section of the.
And that if it takes too long, the car crash will happen in the room. But loving Brooke stayed longer.
Yes.
And so we were laying on the bed talking, and I was just trying to think of something to talk about. So I said, what do you think you want to get Sunny for Christmas? And she was like, I don't know. And I don't know. And I said, well, like, what do you guys do together? Or what does Sunny like? I was just trying to get her to come up with some answers on her own so I don't just blurt something out.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, we mostly just play together.
Shocker.
Right. I was like, yeah, I'm aware.
Just quick.
As your mother, I'm aware.
We're recording, right?
We are recording.
Okay.
Yes.
Just sad.
Just
I'm recording too.
Just
so.
this moment of, oh my gosh, this is not how this is supposed to work. What I can't do is save my dual screen. I have to realign it every time. I'm clicking save, and then there's nowhere to find it. I'm sure there is, but I'm afraid I'm going to lose it all.
There's like 45 saved dual screens.
Right.
Somewhere.
I'm like, which one? Yeah.
Default
1, default 2, default 3. Untitled Project 7. That's what I need.
Final project.
Oh, that's me. Seriously, this is the final one, all in caps. And then it's like, seriously, this is the final one.
This is actually the final one. Don't believe your desktop.
Yeah, for real. So she's like, well, we mostly just play together, and then and she starts like getting real excited and telling the story. And she's like, you know how like when we just start laughing together,
She'll do
and
this.
then yeah, she does. She talks. Okay, so we're like laughing together, and she's doing her thing, and then she starts smacking her head on the radiator, and I'm laughing and she's laughing, and I'm like, why are we laughing? This seems really dangerous. And like just words last night. It was so great, and I was like, yes,
I don't know why
totally
we're doing
unconnected
this.
to
Really
a Christmas gift, but she was just trying to say like, I don't know what to get her because we just interact.
Yeah.
But the line, I don't know why we're laughing at this. This is dangerous. I'm like, that's a lot of my life.
You are your mother's daughter.
Yeah. Oh man, but it was sweet.
Yeah, that is.
So
sweet.
we still don't know what we're getting Sunny.
It'll be fun to take her Christmas shopping this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because she got it a little bit last year. That like, okay, I'm buying something for someone, not for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping she's more there.
Yeah.
This year.
And then June is blossoming. Sunny is, also blossoming in just a different way.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I don't know. I feel like we know, obviously we're parents, we know a version of Sunny that not a lot of people know. And that only comes out very rarely. And it's just, and it is simultaneously the funniest and the sweetest thing.
Oh yeah.
At the same time, and it kind of overwhelms you. But recently she came, I came home and I'm like, hey, Sunny, and she's a very warm welcomer.
Yeah.
Usually comes running and hugs. Like it just warms my heart. And she was trying to tell me a story. I guess she had had an accident. Barely. It was like we didn't make it to the potty in time.
Right.
A
She
little,
just waited too long.
Yep.
And then a tiny, like, so,
Yeah.
she's like, I peed in my pants.
Yeah.
And I look in there and I'm like, barely.
Yeah.
Like, honey,
This
if
is
I
a
laugh
pregnant
too hard,
lady
that
jumping.
happens to me. Like, you don't need to freak out about this. TMI.
Oh, yep.
Too far!
So I get home and she goes, me.
Side note, I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
a
just-
woman
I don't
who's
know.
had a baby
correct.
jumping.
Just want to clarify that.
Body. That's how I've been informed by my wife that I don't.
Too far!
Yeah,
I don't know
we
where
just, jump roping's hard.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. It's fine. For a lot of reasons, actually.
So
Sonny came home,
yeah,
or you
so I
came
came
home.
home and she go, me not make it potty, little bit in pants, put them in washer, spin, clean. It's okay. Like that, like her, like she's got such an extensive vocabulary for a 2.5-year-old, but like she'll tell us stories and we'll get it,
Oh, yeah.
but it's just
It's
like,
literally SeaWorld. It's literally
Yeah.
Kevin.
Are you saying see the world
That-
or see world?
That is Sonny.
put in washer, spin. It's okay. Soap. It's okay.
Dryer,
And so-
spin, hot
Yeah.
blankets. She knows her blankets come back out the other side very hot. Oh.
And so it's so good. Just to be involved in their lives. Obviously, we love them, but I don't know. There are moments like I just kept telling Brooke, there like we have this phrase in our house called love waves, where we feel just like an extra surge of love for each other. It can happen randomly. It's usually not when we're around each other. Like
Right. Because we're around each other all the time.
And so I just feel like I've been having love waves with for the girls and for our family, and I feel like re-inspired to sort of capture that. So I've been trying to like record more videos and like do that kind of stuff. Anyways, so super fun, great week, and that means we're gonna segue.
Well,
Segue.
happy birthday, Jesus.
Oh.
Sorry your party's so lame.
That's the Office Christmas episodes are some of
Yeah.
the best out there.
Yeah.
So today's topic actually is Brooke's idea. So
Gasp.
do you want to intro it or?
Gosh, did you write an intro? No. I can. I mean, I won't say too much because we're actually going to talk about it.
Yeah.
You have a sticker on your, I think it's an old piece of tape from
yeah.
the buttons. I've been wanting to talk about comparison,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's something
Everyone does.
we all do.
Yep.
It can be a good thing. It can be a super bad thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a conversation about it because I don't feel like that's a topic we've really talked about on here.
Nice.
But I feel like we might have some things to say, or I kind of want to know what you have to say.
Okay.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
I also think it's a good topic because as we head into Christmas,
Yeah.
we can see families doing the jammy thing together, or everybody cuts their tree together, or like, you have beautiful friends that do beautiful things and get beautiful photos taken. And you're like, I am in my sweatpants
Right.
and just had to change my underwear because I was jump roping. And
Alone in my home. I'm in the attic. I keep hitting the.
I can't get a rhythm going.
Ah,
A lot of jump rope humor today.
I like it.
We did jump rope at the gym. I think
Yeah,
that's what's
that's
fresh
why I'm
on our
talking
mind.
about it.
And so we, so, it can just be hard, like seeing people do fun things or, get big gifts or give big gifts. Like there are a lot of ways that we can, enter into the comparison game. Obviously social media kind of supercharges that because, we see it so much more frequently than if we, lived 100 years ago and basically just knew the people on our street.
Yeah.
Or literally just in our family.
Yeah.
And so, we thought we would talk about it, kind of try to give perspective to it, and then, obviously hope to encourage people in a way that kind of counteracts the cultural aspect of comparison.
Yeah.
And so apparently, according to the internet, Teddy Roosevelt,
Ooh, Teddy.
former president,
Should I start calling you Teddy?
please don't. Theodore Roosevelt is attributed to the quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy," which has become like a popular thing, especially in the
it's like-
internet.
Yeah. It's on Pinterest.
Yeah, it's on
a lot
Pinterest.
of places.
There's a lot of it.
Is
on
that where you
Pinterest.
looked?
Yeah,
That's
a
so
lot of
funny.
it. And so I decided to like do a Google search and see what the Bible says about comparison.
Yeah.
Side note: Bible talk. Quick Bible talk.
I know where this is going, and I love it.
Yes. So Brooke and I signed up for this online, basically Netflix of theology called Theos, THEOS, the letter U.com.
Yeah.
It actually might be .ca because he's a Canadian. His name is Nathan Finocchio, and it's
That
like,
explains a lot. I'm just
it's-
kidding.
yeah, sure does. It is basically like a Netflix of theology, and we started watching. Our goal is to watch.
Why do you say Netflix? Because you subscribe.
You subscribe?
It's not like you buy one e-course.
No, you
just
subscribe, and they have a
monthly.
new course every month, and then they do like a hot topic of the month.
Will he mail me a CD?
No CDs, no
DVD. Okay.
I don't know. He might be a donut guy. I'm not sure. But I don't know if it'll be
Canadian
fresh.
donut.
Canadian donut. Nice. Well done.
Thanks.
Wow. So, but it's been really good. And I definitely feel like we're in an age where our beliefs and the things that we believe, we need to line them up with scripture in a really, obviously that's always true, but like culturally right now, because of the internet, because of just like
Everything.
What people like, we are so inward facing that we think like, oh, this is what the Bible means to me. When in reality, like we should be trying to understand what the Bible means. Period. And so it's been super helpful. Our goal, Brooke and I's goal, is to do one class a month.
Yeah.
To just deepen our knowledge on scripture and understand where it comes from. And like I was watching it last night while I was cleaning the kitchen, and we both just like got sucked in. And June, all of a sudden, it's like, Mom,
Bless her. She comes all the way down. She climbed out of the tub. She's like, I was yelling for you and you couldn't hear me. I was like, I'm sorry. I was learning about the Bible though. Okay. Like,
so back off, kid.
That counts, right?
So anyways, so I decided to do a little Google searching for comparison. I've got a bunch of verses to read. I'm going to read them real quick. And then there's one specifically that I want to focus on. And then we'll have our conversation. Feel free to chime in at any time.
Me or the listeners?
You.
Me. Okay.
Yeah. No one else is here.
Got it.
PowerPoint. The first is from Exodus, 10 Commandments. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Pretty sure that is basically saying, hey, don't compare.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Quick tip.
Don't covet. Galatians 6:4 says, but let each one test his own work, and then his reason to boast will be in himself alone and not in his neighbor. Philippians 2:3 says, do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Hebrews 13:5 says, keep your life free from the love of money and be content with what you have, for he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Colossians. That's in the course.
Yeah.
Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord, not for men. James 3:16, for where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice. And then I'm going to circle back and read it in the Message, Galatians 6:4-6. So make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given, and then sink yourself into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life. Be very sure now, you who have been trained to a self-sufficient maturity, that you enter into a generous common life with those who have trained you, sharing all the good things that you have and experience. So that's a Message, Galatians 6:4-6.
That'll preach. I need to read that. Not right now, but
Yeah.
like that needs to be written somewhere. That's real good.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this morning. I got up early. I had a great night of sleep last night, and which has been hard for me lately. I don't know why. The heat in our house is sometimes too warm, and I get too hot. But I think we found a solution. We're testing it out. Spoiler alert. I will not tell you. Great Scott. Time travel. So my thought was, if comparison is the thief of joy, and I also feel like the Lord has sort of just been putting on my heart this like idea of like, what's the opposite side of that coin? So like culturally, if we're comparing ourselves and we see that as the thief of joy, if I flip that coin, what is the opposite? What is the counterculture way to view that and to sort of infuse love and joy into our lives by not going with culture? Because as Christians, we are not going to go with culture, even though that is so fervently on display right now.
Right. So if comparison is the thief of joy, what is the provider
Yeah, what is the
Or what
giver
is-
of joy?
right, one
And
of
so my thought today, and this is just my thought, if comparison is the thief of joy, then I believe celebration, which I would say is the opposite of comparison, is the giver of joy. Sort of like that verse in Galatians says, you've been trained in self-sufficient maturity that you may enter in generous common life with those who have trained you, sharing all the good things that you have and experience. And so I just feel like, if we're comparing, and here's a story that happened literally this morning. So Sunny, we were getting the girls dressed to take them to Brooke's parents' house. Sunny has this weird thing with shoes where like she locks in on a pair of shoes.
June did it too at this age. Do you remember?
That's all, yeah. And that's all she wants to wear. And kids are kind of like that with their clothes
Right.
and stuff. Like, I just want to do this. Don't change it.
Yep.
But Brooke wanted to wear a new pair of boots. It was actually an old pair of June's boots.
Right.
And so Brooke
I
put
just
them on.
tried to not make a big deal
Yep.
of it, slide them onto her feet so
Yep.
she wouldn't be like, these are new shoes.
Yeah.
I don't want these.
And so we called them her stomping boots.
Right. Which she accepted.
And she was like,
stomped everywhere.
yeah. And we saw it happen. June was jealous. She didn't have new boots on. She
Right.
wasn't wearing new boots.
And we weren't making a big deal
And
of
we weren't
something
making
she was doing.
a big deal. And so, she started getting a little teary-eyed, and you can see it happen right before you. She's comparing herself to what Sunny's experiencing, and it's hard for her. And
Yeah.
that, obviously she's a child, and so there isn't a lot of maturity
She
there.
also cried over her socks this morning.
Yeah, so we had a lot of
Perspective.
emotions this morning, and it was good. It was great.
We've made it.
We've made it. We're here. But comparison is hard, and it's hard from an early age, and it's hard later in life. It just changes. We kind of keep that comparison mostly on the inside. So what we challenged June to do in that moment, which is what I'm going to challenge everyone to do who's listening or watching, is we challenged her to celebrate what Sunny had.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think is the opposite side of that comparison coin is celebration. If we can learn how to celebrate what others have, celebrate their uniqueness, their God-created uniqueness and gifts and talents and abilities and, the wonder that makes them who they are, I think that we are able to not only not let our joy be stolen through comparison, we're actually now giving joy to others. And so, and instead of letting someone take it, we're going to have it and we're going to give it away. And that is going to have a multiplying effect on the people around us. And so did June do a great job at celebrating Sunny's shoes? Absolutely not. She kind of just sat there and was sad, and eventually she got distracted and forgot about it.
Yeah.
But we as mature individuals, hopefully, or maturing individuals, I guess is the better way to put it,
Yeah.
can celebrate others and be the givers of joy to others in our lives and around us. Here's what I wrote this morning. As we celebrate those around us in their God-designed uniqueness, we not only give them joy through the kindness of our words and celebration, but that joy we bring to them is instantly reflected back on us as we see the beauty and gifts in others. So I think that celebrating others, and for some of us, this is easier. For sevens, this is a lot easier.
Yep.
Like, I'm a 7 on the Enneagram. Everyone is amazing. I love what everyone can do.
But is it okay? So every number on the Enneagram has what's the word, like a negative trait. I mean, everybody has negative
Yeah.
traits. What about how they show it, and then
Yep.
it's like envy.
Yeah.
There's I don't know what word I'm looking for. It's not helpful.
You were excited about
Sorry.
it, though.
Yeah, and then I lost my train of thought. What is seven's word? It's not jealousy? I actually thought that it was.
It might be jealousy. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Or is it envy?
Gluttony. Now you're gluttony.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But anyways, for some people it's easier to celebrate others. But again, like we say on more in it, choose joy. Like, we are often challenging people to choose and flex those muscles that you want to be prevalent in your life. So like, going back to the Theos U stuff, like, I want to
I
flex.
thought you were saying going back to the jump rope.
Going back to the jump rope, I want to be good at jump rope, so I'm going to jump rope more and practice until I get it.
Until we got it.
And
Anyway.
similar to like, I want to be more biblically sound in my theology, so I'm
Yeah.
going to practice. I can hear that. Wow.
Sorry, that's why I backed up. I realized I could hear it. Yikes.
And so if and I feel like that's the same with celebrating others. Like,
Yeah.
obviously June had a lot of trouble with it this morning, but
Right.
there have been times where she's totally celebrated Sunny
Yeah.
and something that she's done, or some bravery that she's had, or something that she literally is wearing. Like, we've seen that. And so if we can teach June to do that, even when she's maybe feeling that comparison, feeling that joy being stolen from her, she'll be like, that's even a better practice for her.
Right.
I also think that truly celebrating people leads to humility, because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to humble myself to show, like, to lift you up and say,
Yeah.
hey, you're really good at this.
Yeah.
I see that in you. I might not see it in me. And that's changing like, instead of being jealous that it's in you, I'm actually celebrating that it's in you.
Right.
And that's just changing the dynamic between the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and we've talked about this before, but on about different subjects, that we often feel like today in culture or wherever, all we do is point out the problem,
Right.
and we rarely suggest or find a solution.
Yeah.
So you'll
Like,
see.
politicians are basically in business just pointing out problems.
Right. I'm like, cool. Already knew that.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're going to do about it,
Yeah.
And so saying to yourself or to someone like, well, don't compare yourself, blah, blah, blah. Like, that sounds great,
Right.
but like,
But it's impossible.
then what? Like, what am I replacing
Yeah.
it with? What
Yeah.
am I swapping it out for? And it's easier I always think it's easier to come up with what you should do if you think about what you would tell a kid. Like, it was easier to process, hey, June, in this moment, you really shouldn't be, it's not about that. It's
Yeah.
not about you. It's not about this. What you need to be doing is celebrating your sister. Like, it's so easy to come up with that solution.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, that'll preach.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just feeling weird on Instagram the other day
Right,
because
right.
I don't have what this person
right,
has. Yeah.
Right. And so for me, I'm going to kind of jump around, but
Yeah,
these are my
go for it.
thoughts
Go
about
for
it.
it.
But like
Jump.
popcorn.
Jump around.
On the
jump
jump rope.
around. Get up,
Wh-
get up, and get down.
I first started realizing that I don't know, I don't want to say struggled with comparison, but I guess for
You
lack
could.
of a better
You could
term,
say struggle.
back when we used to shoot weddings.
Mm.
And it was really at the beginning of like wedding blogs being a thing, Pinterest really becoming more of a thing. And so it was very
We're old.
well, not really, but kind of. Which does sound crazy, but I remember submitting some of my work to some of the very first wedding blogs
Yeah.
who were like only a couple years old. And
Yeah.
now they're like everywhere and featuring all the things and all the stuff.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with this world at all, as a photographer, you could submit work to a wedding blog
Yep.
to be featured, just like a magazine back in the day or something,
Yep.
except now it's all digital.
That's how
And-
blogs work.
Right. And so I'm not saying that I stopped submitting. I did continue to do that, but I stopped looking at any other photographer's work.
Yeah.
Like I had to. I
Yeah.
got to the point where it was like, I am paralyzed in my own decision of what I should do or what I should create next because I'm spending too much time looking at what other people have already done. And it's great.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't celebrating it. I didn't have that concept
Mentality.
or mentality back there, perspective. So for me, it looked like I didn't check the blogs, come Instagram. I didn't really follow any other photographers. And I
Yeah.
remember later then when I was further along in the career of that, a couple younger photographers asking like, well, who do you follow and what do you do?
Yeah.
Or asking, how do you not just compare yourself all the time?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't look at it.
Yeah.
I can honestly, truly tell you,
Yeah.
I have no idea what so-and-so's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I did, I'd think about it.
Right.
Maybe not fully consumed in jealousy about it or something like that, but I would.
And I
it
think
would
that varies
occupy my space.
depending on personality type and who you are and
100%.
kind of what you struggle with, but because you can go deep dive into that stuff and like never come out.
Right. And so if that, maybe not the wedding photography world, but if you can pinpoint like, oh,
It's
boop,
these
it's that.
6 people.
It's those people, or it's when I'm doing this specifically that I really struggle, attempt to like detox for a while
Yeah.
or cut it out. I wish back then that you could mute people. You can do that now
Right.
on Instagram. Like if you are honestly afraid of hurting someone's feelings,
Just mute them.
you don't have to unfollow them.
Yeah.
You can mute just their feed, just their story, or both.
Or both.
And you can unmute it someday
Yeah.
if it's not an issue because
And I think culturally we've kind of said like, oh, if I unfollow, if I mute someone, that's not loving. Like
Right.
we've kind of believed that lie
Right.
that like, oh, but like that'd be like telling an alcoholic, hey,
can you just take a little sip? Because
Yeah.
this is really this person's
Right.
party and you
Yeah.
need to.
You know, you'll be fine.
Right.
Like,
I'd be like,
detox,
no, do what you need to do.
Detox and, you know, like kind of purging
Yeah.
bad lifestyles is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And we do it often with little things like, you know, Brooke and I will go through like really healthy stints of eating and just being like, we're not buying sugar.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going down that road. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people joke now that I've talked about giving up soda for so long, but like that was a big detox for me. And
Yeah.
it was hard. And so we can do those same things digitally. And I will often tell people, if Brooke and I are those people for you, unfollow us. Like,
Right.
seriously,
I hope we're not.
I hope we're not.
Are,
But if we are, if for some reason there's something that we've been doing or have done or are currently doing that you just have these feelings of jealousy for us, unfollow us. Like,
don't add it to your
don't
life.
add it to your
So
life.
unnecessary.
Don't carry that burden around. You know, maybe do it after we give away a bunch of air fryers. That's just a thought. I don't know.
Just an idea.
But even if it's before that,
Right.
no worries here on our
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. So, and another thing that I've been thinking about lately is, and I actually, I'm going to relate it to comparison, but here's how I got there, is I heard recently that, you know, 9s on the Enneagram, which would be me, the peacemaker, we don't like to be interrupted. And so sometimes there's these blanket statements made about certain numbers or personality types or whatever you want to call these systems where I'm like, oh my word, totally agree. And then there's other times where I'm like, I mean, okay, I kind of see where you're going.
Right.
And that was one where I was like, I mean, I don't love to be interrupted in a conversation. I don't know if anybody does.
I don't think anybody does.
And so I kind of was like, yeah, I guess maybe that applies to me, maybe not. And then I got interrupted in a task the other day.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was doing, of course. I don't know if you interrupted me or a kid, and the rage within me, the fire.
Fire shooting at us!
Yes. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like to be interrupted, but it looks different for me.
Yes.
And we say that all the time.
Yeah.
It's one of the like main things that I live by. Like, okay, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Don't just tell me the problem
Yep.
or tell me what it looks like or what I can
Or tell
do.
me the like idealistic scenario where it's not bad anymore.
Right.
What does it look like to get there?
Right. And so that I was like, oh, okay, it's just, it just looks different.
It's
Fire shooting at us!
And so when I take that idea over to comparison, like I can honestly say that I really don't have very many issues with the people I follow on Instagram. Like that's not where I struggle with comparison. I'm not like, oh my gosh, she's got the thing, or they
Right.
went to that place, or oh, look at their business,
Yeah.
or and I think a part of that's because some of the people I don't follow anymore, so that makes it easier.
Yep.
And then some of it it's not for me. That's not where I get super hung up. And
there's been a sense of maturity.
right, it's something I've worked
Like
on.
you can grow into that. We do not have to stay in the same place that we are from a maturity level, from a place of doing things that we don't want to do.
right,
We can mature. It is actually a Christian principle to
grow.
mature and
Yeah.
to grow and to become more like Christ. Christian means little Christ. So we should be maturing to become more like him. And I think a lot of Christians have just been like, well, I just get jealous. I just get jealous. That's just my nature. Well, no, your nature is
that drives me nuts.
Yeah. Meh.
It's just
That's just the
fine.
way I
It just
am.
is. It's
I'm
black
just,
and white.
meh, meh.
I have
That's
no
just what I do.
self-control.
And I'm just
I'm-
like, well, I just punch people in the face. I have no self-control. Poof.
Right.
And so it's like,
And you're
if
just
we
like,
are
that
followers
doesn't
of
work.
Christ and have been given the Holy Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit should be on display, and we should be maturing and walking into those with a ferventy to it. With ferventness, we should be running towards the fruits of the Spirit, and we should be encouraging the ones that we love and the ones around us to walk and step into those things.
Right. And so when it comes to
Sorry, I
comparison,
interrupted
no,
you.
you're fine. You're fine. That's good. Honestly, anytime that I am interrupted in conversation, it's not out of like, how dare you speak over me? I am literally afraid I will not remember what I was saying. That's honestly it. I'm like, I was talking. This is my one chance. This is my one
Are you
chance to
saying
get it
see
out.
the world or sea world?
Because when it comes back to me, I have no idea what I'm talking about or where I am. Exactly. And so now I'm thinking about The Office and how funny that scene is. So for comparison, I knew I wanted to talk about it and bring it up, but I was also feeling like I can't say that I'm like, oh, she's so much further ahead and look at this and blah, blah, blah. Like that's not the world of struggle I'm in. So I said, what does it look like? Brooke, everybody struggles with it to some degree. What does it look like for you? And so for me, and this is like fresh on my mind in like the last week, my comparison is not necessarily to my neighbor or to someone else. It's to the ideal and best version of what something could be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I get hung up.
Yeah.
That's where I get paralyzed and stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like, oh, her Thanksgiving pie was so much prettier on Instagram. I'm like, this is not the best pie that could be made ever. I could do this different. I would have done that different. It blah, 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 blah. And I start to compare to this like totally unrealistic ideal, which is definitely my wing one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that about myself. And so when I start, so then to take it a step further from what does that look like? Okay, I've named it. I know what that looks like for me.
Yep.
That's how it manifests itself. It definitely paralyzes me because then I'm like, well, I'll never be that.
So I'm going to shut down.
So I'm just low power mode. See ya. You know.
That would be a good soundbite.
My low power was a lot faster.
Yeah.
Quick descent. Quick descent.
And she's out.
I'm falling. And so I realized that is a personal reference and not from
joke.
a show. I meant the New Girl one, which is is happening when she just falls over. So then to your question, if I'm not going to compare, I'm going to celebrate. So then I apply that
to yourself,
to myself,
which is hard for you to do.
Very hard for me. I need to. I don't know why I'm talking about a pie. I haven't made a pie in so long.
Pie is good.
Pies are good. So are crispy donuts. And so
we're unsure about Canadian donuts.
Yeah. No, they've got the
Tony Hortons.
There you go.
All right.
See, you know what I meant. In all the airports.
Are we doing this now?
Are we doing this?
We calling each other baby?
And so that to me, like I realized that in those moments, I'm not celebrating anything.
Yes.
I'm not celebrating that I made a pie. I'm not celebrating that I showed up. I'm not celebrating. I enjoy doing things. I'm a maker. I like to create and be creative. And so sort of that process, which is the same process we talk about, insert anything you could be struggling with. Oh, I don't really struggle with that. Really? I would challenge that. I just think it looks different for different people.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't struggle with comparing yourself to your like immediate peers or like people in your age group. Like, is it to the way your parents did it?
Yeah.
Like, are you comparing yourself to that? Or are you comparing yourself? Like, it can go so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would encourage anybody watching or listening to like really think about that or start to pay attention to like, oh, I'm feeling something.
Yeah.
What is the chair behind for that? Why am I feeling that way? Because as always, once you can name something,
it's so much easier to see
to address it
and
figure out what the swap.
Yeah.
If I'm not okay, so then I'm going to celebrate it.
Yeah. And for me, my comparison is with people on the internet. It was for a very long time. And and not even just specific individuals. It was what internet culture was telling me to be. And I talk about this in part 2 of the Walk in Love story. I definitely go into it a little bit deeper, but I thought I had to be the Gary Vaynerchuk version of TJ or the preacher version of TJ or like the cool kid version of TJ. And like, you spend so much time comparing yourself to this, idealistic version of yourself. But for me, I had, more markers out there because it wasn't just internal. And then you end up like trying to be all those things and you become so dissatisfied with who you are trying to be. And you almost forget who you actually are, the God designed version of yourself, the one that is given 1, 3, 5, or 10 talents. Brooke obviously got 10. That's cool. I'm going to celebrate those 10.
She doesn't know where any of them are.
Yeah, she's lost them all. They're dominoes somewhere on a table. And so, and really understanding like the talents that you've been given, who God's created you to be in a way that honors him has really opened my eyes to being like, I'm going to be this version of myself. I'm not going to think about it too hard. I'm just going to lean into who God's created me to be. And then have checks and balances, have someone like Brooke in my life to be like, did I go too far with the joke? Was I too obnoxious at that party? And that's really
that one we went to a long time ago. Just that one. Parties were fun.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, places were fun. And so that has really just helped me to understand and to step into that. And part of my part of the way that God created me is that I am a natural celebrator. And so I am going to celebrate where I felt like, are people annoyed that I'm always like, cheering them on or rooting them on? And it's like, no, and if they are, so be it. Like, because God's given me those gifts.
Right.
And I just feel like if we can celebrate those we love, if I can celebrate Brooke and whatever pie that she makes, which sounds amazing.
Now I gotta go make a pie.
If I can teach June to celebrate Sunny, she's going to have an easier time celebrating someone who rubs her the wrong way. I'm going to have an easier time celebrating the gifts of someone who I disagree with on a lot of issues or things. Yeah. And instead of focusing on those disagreements, I'm going to focus on the uniqueness that God has created in this person. And hopefully that will be a window into who Jesus is for them. And, that can lead to something better than being like, I disagree with this person, I'm going to avoid him,
right.
Or I disagree with this person, I'm not going to bring anything up, or I disagree with this person, I'm not going to talk about anything.
Right.
And sometimes that's hard to do because that's sometimes what I want to do. It's like, we butt heads, but I'm in a place where I want to challenge myself to see what's worth celebrating in that person.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just from my perspective, but like how has God created them uniquely, and how can I shine a light on that to, bring joy to them.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just sort of kind of where I am. Like, and it's not always easy. Like there are definitely people in my life that rub me the wrong way. Clink, 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 clink. I can't think of them, all of them immediately.
No, I'm just kidding. And what? And two. Live on the podcast. I'm totally kidding.
But I think I want to circle back before we end, unless you have anything to sort of.
No, my only other thing, again, and maybe it's because I'm like kind of a visual person, or I just thought of them. I just answered my own question in the moment. I often struggle to say things that are words that I want to say. Yeah, here in this moment. I struggle to find language quickly for something I want to talk about.
Yes.
Like I need to process a little bit longer and then I can get there. And so that's why I'm always like, it's so helpful when I heard this thing or read this thing, because I'm like, yes, that is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And so in a brief moment, back to the Dadville podcast, in a brief moment of one of those episodes, they were kind of talking about this in the music industry. Yeah. Like how in any industry, which is why I brought up the wedding industry, because when you're doing the same job as other people, it's easier to look left and right and be like, where am I?
Yeah.
Where am I in this race? Is this a game? Am I ahead or behind or above or below? Or like, you don't know what's going on.
What kind of track are you on?
It's a cool track. It's a very cool futuristic track. And so they were joking just about how like, if you can just get over that idea or concept that we've all started on the same starting line at the same time and the gun went off and we all took off running, like that is never life.
Right.
That is never going to be life. And so if we can all just celebrate the person, run in the other direction, and the person who's doing this and flying that way, and like everybody's
again,
just panic
sounds like
running
a great
around.
course.
I know you sound like you would love it, but I was like, that's so true. Like, I can't say that there's a starting line in my life for everything, but I at times I have felt that, okay, I feel that over here, or I kind of feel it in that industry, or I feel it in this relationship.
Yep.
I can't say I live my whole life like that, but I've applied that other places. And when I'm like, that's so true. Like no one is starting in the same place from the same place.
Right.
And
that's amazing.
That's exactly. Yeah. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just that visual of like, and then the funny visual of everybody just kind of running around like a chicken with their head cut off, like, whoa, life. Yeah. Made me laugh.
Yeah.
But,
that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess as we head into Christmas, which is kind of where I started, where I felt like this topic was very apropos. Whoa, look at that.
Are you saying see the world or see world?
I'm saying apropos. The reason I think that this topic is on point, that's the common way of saying it for the common men out there.
Okay.
The common man, I guess, and mostly women. Is
single man still listening.
Man, I think his name's Dustin. Hey, Dustin. Can I call him Dusty?
Oh, that reminds me of something. Keep going.
Is that like we're entering a season where you're going to be around family. You're going to be around people who you may be jealous of, who you may compare yourself to. I don't know if you have cousins or sisters or brothers or, your parents or whatever, like anybody, your in-laws, anybody. Try to challenge yourself to find a way to celebrate them. And real practical things is like one question that I ask a lot, like some of you have mentioned you use Mount Rushmore. Like, what's your Mount Rushmore of Christmas things, or whatever. And some of you have mentioned that you use strong feelings. Like, do you have any strong feelings? I might not go there because that can kind of just go down the rabbit hole of negativity. But one question that I really like to ask, that I would encourage you to ask maybe someone that you struggle with comparison with, is what is the most exciting thing that's happened to you in the last 30 days? Give it a time frame. Give it a time cap. And most people will be like, well, I don't know, and then you're just like, no, really, I really want to know, like, what's something that's really excited that's happened to you? And you will get a window into something that person wants to celebrate. Here's the first thing that popped in my head. We did our max squat on Monday at the gym.
Oh,
and
like a back squat.
Yeah. And I got the most weight I've ever squatted in my life.
Yeah.
And I would probably say that to someone right now. If they said, what's the most exciting thing that happened to you? Like, that would be really cool. I'd probably talk about the Christmas extravaganza. And in those two statements, you're opening, oh, you go to the gym. What kind of gym do you go to? Like, you are opening up a window to go down a positive topic, because right now we have enough negative topics to last us a lifetime with the 2020 year. But you're opening up a window to a positive topic. You're going to infuse joy into a conversation almost immediately. And you're going to be able to stay on topic. It's not like, hey, what's going on lately? Oh, nothing. Okay, cool.
And I'm done.
Yeah, and so
yeah.
Another one is like, what shows made you laugh recently? Like, again, we're going to try to stay positive this Christmas season. You're going to have conversations with people you might disagree with. And if we can celebrate them and celebrate the things they love, we will, open up a window to joy and the Spirit of God to move in that place. Because joy is a fruit of the Spirit. And so
second one, which I know they're not in order,
but
maybe I don't know. Maybe
a
little bit.
I don't know.
I don't think self-control should be last.
Yeah. Strong feelings, self-control,
love, joy, self-control, peace, patience, kindness, goodness,
joy, self-control,
love, joy, peace,
Brooke,
faithfulness, kindness.
Revised version.
Yes.
But let me finish with reading that verse from the Message again, because I think it's so appropriate.
Before you do, can I celebrate something real quick?
Yes.
We have a listener who recently got engaged.
What?
And I hope she's listening.
Yes.
This is the one she skips. Dang it, Mackenzie.
Her name's Mackenzie.
Yes. Hey, it's Matt King on Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
Got engaged.
Wow. Congratulations.
Getting engaged is fun. Remember, it's the one thing I don't regret.
Yeah.
So.
Congratulations. Any quick engagement advice for Miss Mackenzie?
Oh boy.
I have forgotten everything.
I've forgotten everything. We were engaged,
happy
right?
birthday, Jesus. Sorry your party's so lame.
It's the same things. I feel like a broken record and kind of a lame mom who's like, be present, enjoy the moment. They're gonna grow up so fast. I feel like it's that style of advice, but it's like, gosh, it's so true. Like,
engagement is such a unique season of life because once you're married, you have marriage, like
and you figure it out.
Yeah, until one of you dies.
Wow,
wow, that got dark real quick. But engagement is sort of that, like, I don't know. It's like the on ramp.
Let it be exciting.
It's the on ramp to the marriage highway. Oh gosh.
Wow,
that was so bad.
Fire shooting at us!
But enjoy it. Yeah. Be present and enjoy it. Try not to get too stressed out.
Don't start comparing yourself to everybody else who's planning a wedding and everybody else's engagement. It was longer. It was shorter. It was this. They had a party. We did just don't. Yeah. Don't go there. Nice. It's not worth your time and energy.
So congratulations, Mackenzie.
Yes.
Celebrating you.
I assume her full name is Mackenzie. Now I'm panicking.
What else would Mac be short for? Unless her name is Mac. Maybe it's Big Mac.
I don't know.
Maybe her parents were big fans of Big Macs.
Hey, congratulations to Big Mac out
Hey, we're listening to
Big Mac 105.5.
Guarantee that exists.
Yeah.
Anyways, congratulations.
I just wanted to celebrate that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good
her
memory,
friend was very
too.
Sweet, and said, "My friend loves you." And I said, "Well, and I love you for loving your friend. So let's do this.
Let's celebrate. Celebration circle. So here's the verse. Galatians 6:4-6. Please stop.
That's me dancing in a celebration circle with them, with the two girls.
Make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given. I love that. Like, again.
It's literally word by word. Say that again.
Yeah. make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given.
So get started
Yes.
doing something.
Yes.
Make a careful
Yep.
exploration.
Which I
That is
think-
a deep dive.
And I also think that is getting wisdom from biblical leaders and teachers and people in your life who understand you.
Yeah.
And then sink yourself into that. And that is like, that's kind of how, that's kind of the lesson I've learned.
Sink. S-I-N-K.
Yeah.
Not like sink.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, how do you spell sink another
Well,
way?
no, I know, because I'm not reading it. And I did think like, because I got all this gear in front of me. I'm thinking about sinking things.
Yeah.
Are we recording?
And sink yourself into that. And that's kind of where I'm like, I'm going to be the version of TJ that God created me to be. And I'm going to keep finding out who that is. And I'm going to just be all in. And it's the people who are all in that I admire, you know,
it's
like,
why I bawl my eyes out when kids run races.
yeah.
Because they're all in. Kids
yeah.
are all in at anything they do.
Yep. Sonny's all in on telling me how the washer works.
Because they've got no other,
Yeah.
they're not comparing. They're
Yeah.
not worried. They're not in their own heads.
That's why I love Bob Goff. He's all in. If he ran a race, I'm sure he'd be all in.
And I'd cry real hard.
And then this is where, you know, don't be impressed with yourself. Again, humble, humility, live with humility. Don't compare yourself with others. Obviously, we talked about that this whole time. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life. And
Doing the what?
creative best. I like that. And I also just like, you know, culturally, again, this is a counterculture way of thinking. I'm responsible for myself. Like we culturally now, it's like government take care of me, people take care of me, school take care of me. Like mom and dad, I'll live with you till I'm 40, take care of me. And it's like, no, we're responsible. There's personal responsibility that we have on ourselves. That is a biblical trait. We should be responsible for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to pay off my debt. I'm going to pay it off myself. You know, strong feelings. Sorry.
Except the debt that Jesus paid.
Yes.
That's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Different kind of debt.
Different kind of debt. Be sure now you have been trained to a self-sufficient maturity. Again, the process of maturing is a Christian trait that we should be always on that path. And I don't think that path ends until, you know, the day we meet Jesus. That you enter into a generous common life with those who have trained you. Again, being grateful for the things that you have. A generous common life. You know,
I'm freaking making a sign out of this for our wall.
It's awesome.
It's great. I love the Bible.
Quick tip, Brooke loves the Bible. And we're finding out more about it. Sharing all good things that you have and experience. And so again, that if we could sum up this podcast, it would be that version, Galatians 6:4-6 from the Message. And again, we're entering a season where comparison can be so easy to fall into, and it really can steal your joy. But don't let it this season. You know, celebrate others, bring that joy into the world, and I think it'll be great. It's gonna be great.
I think it will be great.
I think it will be great. It won't be.
Well, happy birthday, Jesus. Sorry your party's so lame.
It will more sound like this.
Fa la 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 ka-ching.
Joy.
Yes.
The ka-ching is the joy being infused into the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not money.
Right.
Well,
I mean, come on, both good. No, just kidding. You knew I was going there with my head tilt. I mean, no.
So, a couple of quick housekeeping things. Thank you for watching. Those of you who have been watching the one episode and now the second episode, super great. It makes us feel very loved. You can leave a review. You can leave a comment. We're doing the review in the comment of the week. The other thing is the prints for the Christmas extravaganza are on sale. They have been on sale. Great Scott, because they're going on sale tonight. Time travel. The Christmas extravaganza.
Actually tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
Or tonight.
Tonight. Yeah, like at 9
Not
p.m.
Mondays
tonight.
tonight.
No, tonight. They're still on
Wow.
sale on Monday.
Got it.
So what we're doing is we're doing a live stream December 4th, starting around 6 p.m.-ish. We're going to be signing the prints that you buy and then just randomly putting extra stuff with them. So you might get a gift card. You might get a Ninja air fryer. You might get a rock tumbler. You might get a book. You might get a pair of rollerblades. There's tons of prizes.
We might put rocks in your rollerblades,
Yes.
so just check.
And, you know, we have a ton of prizes. Brooke is holding a stack of gift cards, which is huge. And those aren't $5 gift cards. I think the Starbucks is 15 and the Target's 25. We saved up all our credit card points to get those. So we're going to be doing that December 4th at 6 p.m. And then we're also going to have trivia that night. So you can win some t-shirts and some more specific prizes. And then we're going to give away $1,000 to someone. So it's going to be an amazing night. I'm super excited about it. We're going to celebrate you.
Yeah.
and just really say thank you for supporting us this year. We've had an amazing year.
Yeah.
And we're just so grateful. And we want to express that gratitude back to you with an event that should be lots of fun. Or who knows? We've never done it before, but we're getting
It
the hang
might
of
just end with me jump roping in the attic alone. Oh gosh, no one tuned in.
I can't get a rhythm.
It's like it's like a bad version of jump rope for heart. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still going.
All right. Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
I think the only thing left to add is, okay, I love you. Bye.